Hi everyone, and welcome to UK 7980, or something else random you try to come up with as a name for a video where you're showing two records you just got that have very little to do with each other and wasn't planned purchase or anything like that. I was going to Rock and Roll's, the second-hand record shop, because they had posted records that they had just gotten and were going to put out in the store. And usually when they do that in the evenings after closing time, that means that the records will be available if you're quick in the morning. And I stood there in line at 10 o'clock in the morning day after with a couple of others, but they went for other records, so I was safe. However, the record that I wanted, which was the Super Furry Animals B-Sides collection, which is fairly rare on vinyl, had been sold the day before. So I ended up grabbing some records that I had gotten as unnecessary, typical me consolation prize. And two of those I'll make a separate video about because they are related to each other, so to speak. But the other two, which were far cheaper, by the way, I thought I would just make this video about. So the first one is a record I'm sure, first of all, I've seen shown in the vinyl community. You guys over there in the UK have talked about this several times. Probably maybe Jack, maybe Mike and Mike and Mike. And it's a record by a band that you would have thought that I would have thought that I would have gotten many years ago, because I know what one of the band members ended up doing later. And I have been listening to the band that he created for, well, I would guess in last year it was 40 years now. I don't have all the records by that band, but and I can't show you all of them because they're on vinyl in Denmark, and I do have some CDs. We'll get back to it. So anyways, and when I say the band's name, you guys will probably think of what, those of you who know will probably think, oh, of course, he meant Skids. So this is Skids, Scared to Dance. This is their debut album. It's from 1979. And the band was formed in Scotland. So it's a Scottish band. And in 1977, what is the name of the town? Dunfermline? Something like that. So is that why I'm wearing my Brewdog shirt? Well, it's I've been reading up on what's been happening with Brewdog a lot, and they've just been sold. So my equity for punks, crowdfunding shares, they have gone the way of the dodo, along with some 500 UK employees who handle most of their bars shutting. Yeah, I think they had the last day of operation on Sunday. It's Friday today. But we're not here to talk about craft beer and the failure of that. So, like I said, this was their first album. Not the one with the best selling songs and so on, but from what I've seen and people showing around in the vinyl community, it seems to be the one that a lot of people deemed to be the best or the most significant, perhaps. So it's Scottish punk music from 1979, and you see it has this has been sold in Norway all the way back many years ago, because it has this price code label, which is a Norwegian price code label. the band members, and we had William Simpson on bass guitar. We had Richard Jobson on vocals and guitar, and I think Richard wrote the lyrics, and he would go on to become I think a director and producer in television and film in Scotland. And yes, you had I guess the most important member, and when I say his name you'll probably know who I was referring to earlier in the video, Stuart Adamson. And there is the band, and you might remember one of these people if you didn't already know. He would go on to form Big Country. So, like I said, a band I've been listening to for many, many years. So I've been looking at getting this or another album which has a face on it for a long while, but yeah, feeling down in the dumps about not getting that Super Furry Animals animal, and having saved that money. Instead, of course, I did the typical me thing, and I went and bought this record. So I'm looking very much forward to listening to this. I have a couple of tracks sort of in my memory, and it is a Virgin album, and for 10, I think I paid $199 or something for this. So that's pretty good. That's $100 right now, probably around what is it? Probably around €8 and £7, maybe something like that. So from February 1979, we travel onwards towards January 1980, and a little while back, I got this fine album. And I really like the music. I got Stateless by Lene Lovich. Originally born in the US, her mother was British. Brought her back, I think, after a relationship or something faltered, and back to the UK. And she was, and still is, a very visual artist in her presentation and her mannerisms. A music that I try to explain for people who might not have heard her music, that I felt that she was like a, of course she was her own artist in many ways, but when you're trying to explain an artist by using the other artists, you don't, sometimes you feel like maybe you belittle them a little bit, but if you say something like visually and musically and lyrically, etc., a crossroads between Kate Bush and Nina Hagen from Germany, and I remember I said a couple of others, and now of course I don't remember, but there's like an element of bow wow wow in it maybe as well. I'm gonna get angry with myself for not remembering. So this cover was the US cover, but the record is on Stiff Records, and it's a Portuguese one. So what did I get? Well, I got her second album, which is called Flex. It's said to be a little less harsh sounding, a better production. It was a better seller. More inward looking maybe, and more self-reflecting, and the album cover is it's basically Lene in a wedding gown, pushing or dragging two pucks on a string inside a fermenting vessel from Guinness. So there you are. There's the cover. And apparently Baptist groups in the United States tried to... Oh, look at that black fitting my shoulder there. It's not transparent. Try to get this album cover, an album band, because they said that this was someone doing witchcraft. And yeah, way to pick your battles there, religion. But oh god, now I offended a lot of people who don't believe in Thor and Odin like I do. And so yeah, it's an odd cover, but yeah, she did present herself in a very, very interesting way. I remember seeing her, and I think she's basically kept her visual style as far as clothing and presentation ever since. So yeah, very happy to have more music by Lene. Really did enjoy this a lot. I mean, it's not like I was entirely unaware of her existence or anything before getting the first album. I have several of her songs on my forever growing playlist on Spotify, the one that I sort of implement when I'm out walking. It's simply called was it now I can't remember, Stuff That I Like. So yeah, the great stiff label there. I guess Mike do like that label a lot. And we have an artsy inner sleeve. And well, maybe I'll get in trouble. There's the other art there. So you guys, that's what I wanted to show you in a video where, the artists really don't, one for all intents and purposes was English, and another band that was Scottish that I ended up buying because I didn't get the record I wanted from the Welsh band, which, inspired me to draw this. And you might have to get used to that, because I'm so happy and proud about this print I got made from my drawing of my little wombat inside the sort of the world of super furry animals there, that it might be hanging there for a few videos anyway. So guys, thanks for watching. Please click like, that helps my channel. If you want to subscribe, that makes me happy. And if you want to leave a comment, well, that equally makes me happy. Take care guys, bye bye.